Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining Sustain Life Journal Yoga today. We are going to be moving through a 30-minute Hatha yoga class, including meditation and breath work. I will be using a mixture of English and Sanskrit as we flow through our practice today. You can go ahead and get started in a child's pose position. Begin with your feet together and your knees apart as you reach your hands towards the top of your mat. Start to bring your attention to your breath and really start to drop into where your physical body is right now, where your mind is right now, where you are emotionally. Just really checking in with yourself. Starting to begin coming up onto your knees. Lift your right hand up towards the sky, and then bring it underneath your left hand and allow your head to come towards the earth. You don't have to lay your head all the way on the ground. You can keep it up if that feels better. But really just try to reach through your left hand and create space in your left side body. Really focus on taking deep inhales through your nose and exhales through your mouth. Slowing down your body and your breath. Begin to press on your left hand and allow your right hand to come back up towards the sky. And then pick up your left hand and bring it underneath your right hand, twisting over to your right side. You can extend your right hand out in front of you and just find a comfortable position for this pose. Taking deep inhales and exhales with the rhythm of your own breath. Begin to press into your right hand and slowly make your way up, extending your left hand back up to the sky and stretching it out again. You can roll over your shins and make your way into a seated position. We'll be moving through some rounds of seated cat and cow. Begin by bringing your hands to your knees and start to draw your belly button in, bringing your chin to your chest. On your exhale, allow your chin to move forward and your upper body to move over your shins. Inhale, draw your belly button in, chin to your chest. And exhale, allowing your chin to come up towards the sky. Begin to move through a few rounds of cat and cow at your own breath and at your own pace. On your next exhale, begin to bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, and then allow your hands to come to your heart, one over the other. Take a few moments to think of why you came to your mat today and what you are hoping to gain or discover on your mat. I also welcome you to think of 3 things that you really love about yourself. It could be physical things, or maybe something that you've worked really hard on, or something that you are just really grateful for that is in your life. But try to keep it on just you. We can take some time to think of other things that we're grateful for, but with this practice, we're going to be focusing on our heart center and just self-love and self-care. Allow your hands to come to your knees. You can maybe begin to move your head side to side. And then draw your hands up over your head. And then wrap yourself in a big hug and just thank yourself for showing up on your mat today, taking time to take care of yourself, and just showing yourself some self-love and some appreciation. Take a deep inhale. And on your next exhale, we're going to go ahead and roll over into a tabletop position. In tabletop position, we want our knees directly under our hips and our hands directly under our shoulders. Begin to slowly move your hands about a handprint forward and allow your chest to come down towards the earth into puppy pose. Try to keep your hips still over your knees, and your forehead doesn't have to come all the way down to your mat. And then just tap back into the focus being on your breath. Begin to press into your hands and slowly make your way up into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes and lift your hips, coming back into a downward facing dog. You can begin to pedal out your knees, moving side to side. Really anything to feel comfortable in your down dog position. Allowing your heels to come down towards the earth and really pressing into the heels of your hands. Drawing your chest towards your knees. On your next exhale, come up on top of your toes and slow as you can, like you're walking through honey, come into a forward fold position. You can bend your knees, maybe bend one knee then the other. Just starting to get comfortable in our first forward fold of practice. Take a deep inhale and come up into halfway lift with a straight spine. Forward fold. And then reach all the way up into a mountain pose, Tadasana. Really rooting down through our feet and lifting up through our fingertips, and then opening up and bringing our heart forward. You can come into a back bend or bring your hands out like goalposts, just opening up our chest. On your next inhale, bring your hands over your head. Bring your hands through heart center, and then forward fold. On your next inhale, halfway lift with a straight spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up into Tadasana, mountain pose, and on your exhale, open your heart open towards the sky. Bring your hands back over your head, and then draw your hands to heart center, forward fold. Plant your hands and step back into a plank position. Draw your belly button in, and you can release your knees down to the mat, allowing your chest to come as well. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, maybe even a little wider than your shoulders. Come up onto your fingertips, and then come as high as your body allows. And then begin to look underneath your right armpit, allowing your left shoulder to come down towards your mat. On your next exhale, come back to center, and then look underneath your left armpit, allowing your right shoulder to come towards your mat. Come back to center, and then slowly allow your chest to come onto your mat. Bring your hands to outside your hips, and bring your right cheek to the mat. And take a few moments just to rest. Bring your chin back to your mat, press into your hands, and make your way back to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and move into a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your right foot up towards the sky. Bend your knee, draw your knee in towards your chest, and then step your foot through in between your hands. Take an inhale and come up into crescent pose. Draw your navel in and sink down into your right knee, not allowing your right knee to go over your ankle. Really reaching up through your hands and then opening up into a little mini back bend. You can bring your hands to your lower back, or you can bring them out in that goalpost position. Whatever feels best for your body. Take an inhale, and on your next exhale, bring your hands down to the earth. Come into a plank position, and then shift your hips back into a downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, and then lift your left leg up towards the sky, bend your knee, step it through in between your hands, and come up into crescent pose Anjanasana on your left side. Bend deep into your left knee and come up on your back foot. And then open up into your back bend, allowing all the light in. Take a deep inhale and then lift your hands back up over your head. And on your exhale, bring your hands outside your feet into plank pose. And then slowly lower your body down to the earth, making your way up into upward facing dog, and then coming back into downward facing dog. That was a quick transition. Bring your right foot back up towards the sky, bend your knee, and bring your hands outside of your foot. Allow your left foot to come down towards the earth and open up into Warrior Two. Your hands should be stretched out on either side, really reaching in opposite directions. Keep focusing on your breath and allowing yourself to find a position that feels good in your body. If it's too much pressure in your knee, you can come out of it a little bit by moving your hips the other direction, away from your knee. Take a deep inhale and lift your hands up over your head, and then allow them to frame out your front foot. Coming into plank, and then shifting back into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, lift your left foot up towards the sky. Bend your knee, bring it in between your hands, and then lift up into crescent pose on your left side. Open up into warrior two, allowing your right foot to spin open and create a steady base for your body. You can do whatever small movements that would feel good. Maybe that's bouncing in and out of your knee, or bringing your hands to wrap around behind your back to open up your chest even more. No matter what you choose, just keep focusing on the inhales and the exhales. Take a deep inhale, and then on your exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot, coming into a plank pose, and then moving through your vinyasa. We're going to hold our upward facing dog for a few moments, so don't go back to downward facing dog quite yet. Really pressing into the palms of our hands and the tops of our toes. And then taking a moment to look over your right shoulder towards the direction of your feet. And then looking over your left shoulder back towards your left foot. And then making your way back into a child's pose, bringing your feet together and your knees out wide. Take a few moments to check in with yourself again and see how you're feeling. Did you lose focus on your breath? Were you focusing more on your body? You don't have to judge yourself, just take note of where your mind has gone throughout practice so far. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, come all the way up, actually onto your knees. We're going to be moving into camel pose. First, we're going to be bringing our hands to our lower back, drawing your belly button in, and then just tipping your upper body back a little bit and opening up through your chest. Take a deep inhale. And on your next exhale, come back, stacking your hips over your knees. You can shrug your shoulders a little bit and just get back into a balanced state. So you can go ahead and do that same pose again with your hands on your lower back, or you can move into a full camel pose position. Either way, you can start with your hands on your lower back and allow your chest to move back to the wall behind you. If it feels okay in your body, you can bring your hands to your feet, really opening up through your chest. But don't feel like you have to move into this pose. Even just keeping your hands on your lower back and just opening up your chest does a lot of good for your body. If you went into camel pose, slowly start to bring your hands to your lower back and then allow your hips to come down to your feet. Take a few moments to allow that pose to settle into your body. Sometimes it can bring up a lot of things as we open up our heart center and our chest. Slowly start to bring your hands out in front of you and make your way into a child's pose to rest. Begin to press onto your hands, coming up into a seated position, rolling over your shins, and then slowly coming down in your own way onto your back. Begin to draw your knees in towards your chest, again giving yourself a really big hug. And then when you're ready, allow your feet to move up towards the sky and just begin to relax into this pose. If you have a wall near you, you can place your feet on the wall. This pose is called legs up the wall pose. It really helps with calming down the nervous system. Allow your feet to come down towards the earth and drop into your Shavasana. In our Shavasana pose, we can allow our body to just sink into our mat or the floor or the earth, depending on where you're practicing. Try your best to keep your attention on your breath and let your thoughts come in and out, not grasping onto any of them, just observing them. When you feel ready, and only when you feel ready, you can go ahead and roll over to your favorite side in a fetal position, using your arm as a pillow. Slowly start to make your way up into a seated position to get ready for the meditation portion of our class, or dhyana. Your meditation can be done in a seated position, in Shavasana, or even sitting up against a wall. Whatever position feels best for you. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes or keep your attention at a soft gaze at something in front of you. Similar to our Shavasana pose, our meditation is a time to let go of everything. All you need to do at this time is keep your attention on your breath and not grasp on to the thoughts that come in and out. There's no need to place judgment on the thoughts that go through your mind, but just take notice of them, and then return your attention to your breath. I'll let you know when the meditation portion of class is over. Thank you. begin to take some slow breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, waking your body back up to carry on with the rest of your day. As you move through your day, remember that you can always return to this place of peace that you cultivated throughout your practice today. Thank you so much for joining Sustain Life Journal Yoga, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, have a great day.